Hi everyone, it's Dr. E and I'm here with a video that's just going to walk you through D2L and the areas that we will utilize in our course. Every online course is different, every professor has it set up a bit differently, so I want to make sure that you come in with some sort of familiarity, but I definitely encourage you to just take some time to click around, find things on your own, and let me know if you find a link that doesn't work or that's broken, or if you're struggling to find a particular area, because I want to make sure that this is as approachable as possible and very visual, right? So I'm going to use a composition course as the example. So those of you in British literature, it's okay. Yours is going to look pretty similar, and I'll know any differences or discrepancies along the way, but I'm just going to jump right to it. All right, I'm going to move myself. All right, so this is the main page, and remember that the announcements, this is where I'll offer some gentle reminders, or if there are opportunities or just anything that's going on will be in the announcements. And I mentioned in the quick welcome video that if you are using the Brightspace Pulse app, it is just not as functional. It's not nearly as functional as actually using your device, your tablet, your computer to log into the web version of D2L. So you will not see announcements in the Brightspace Pulse app. So make sure that you are regularly actually just sitting and logging in to the full version so that you're not missing anything. All right, I'm going up to the content area, which we'll be using a lot in our course. And so here is I'm just going to start with the table of contents. I want you to note that here you'll see a percentage. This just means areas that you visited. This is not, sometimes I have students who are going, well, it shows that I completed this much. It's not submitting assignments. It's not anything like that. So just be aware. All right, so you'll have a section on book and additional readings. Of course, Brit Lit folks, you're going to have a book that's very different, so make sure you're looking at your own. And then you'll see a Start Here section, and this is just kind of a quick glance at, information related to the course. So there's a section for meeting your instructor, even though we have introductions that we'll be doing this week. No. Okay, I'm going to pause because that's something that's not working. All right, everyone, sorry about that. It's a good opportunity to see what's not perhaps working. So if you click on the Meet Your Instructor section, just a little bit about me if you want to know, but again, we're doing introductions in our discussion post this week. There's a link for the syllabus, for the course calendar, the textbook, and then there's course FAQs or frequently asked questions. This is just a way to kind of see, I've had these questions in the past from some students and I'll continue to add to them. So if you have additional questions, of course, just let me know. But again, it's a nice way to just get maybe a bit more familiar with what's going on in the course ahead of time. So that's the Start Here section. And if you scroll down, you'll see all that information here, but these are the quick links. All right, syllabus, schedule, and rubric. So here's the syllabus, I'll put the schedule in there as well, and I'll just start adding the rubrics as we come into the weeks that have additional assignments and work. There's the student success module, which please be familiar with this. You'll see again this 25%, just ignore it, ignore it. Technology and support services link. We have academic support as a link. So again, it's trying to make some things pretty accessible and one click away, or 2 clicks as it may be, just to make sure that you have an easy time finding any of the information. Bonus events or workshops, just saying. Ask me about that if you have some questions. That'll be more important later in the semester. But here we have MLA help, and this is true for those of you in BritLit as well. There are examples that I offer, there are example citations as well as in-text citations, but then of course we have the Purdue Online Writing Lab link and PowerPoint. This is the gold standard in terms of MLA. This is why I don't require classes to ever have an MLA book, because this link is great. Any kind of technology or D2L help is going to be located here, as is the Virtual Learning Assistance Center link. That's very important. I think I'm stressing this in all the videos. And then the OTS website. And this is really important, as I mentioned in the previous video, in terms of getting the software that's free to you as a student. Please download it. Please use it. Please. Yeah, it'll make your life a lot easier, and in return, make my life a lot easier. And this is also true if you use a Mac. I'm a Mac user, and so they have the Mac versions of all of the software as well. Okay. So the D2L and Tech Help just has, if you ever have a question about how to do something in D2L, it's just a quick link to that area so that you have a quick answer and you have those images to kind of help with the screenshots. One thing I also want to mention is that you can change your preferred name in D2L if some of you have preferred names that are not what appears on the roster, and you can also include your pronouns if you want to go and edit your profile. I'll show you that in a second. And then we'll start seeing the weeks, right? So we have week 1, you'll see week 2 next week, that kind of thing. And this is always where you'll find, the schedule for that particular week. And there will always be 3 sections to watch. So videos to watch, to review, and to do. You're watching what will actually appear as number 1 here. All right, so to jump around a little bit, that's the content area, right? Your grade book is here, and then you have course activities here, which we will mostly use the assignment section and the quiz section in this class. But note that anytime those things are due, they will also be in the to-do area. So I'll put a quick link here, but you can also locate them by going to course activities and selecting from these drop-down menus. And then collaboration, we use the discussion. So make sure that you're familiar with how to get there via this way. So if you click on that, you'll see that we have the Q&A area where you can ask, and if you're comfortable answer one another's questions here. This is a chat area just for you. I can't access it. And then we have weekly discussions that will start to appear down here. All right, but additionally, every week if there's a discussion, I'm going to put that link here as well. Okay. All right, so I want to mention some areas up here, but before I do that, let me go back to collaboration because there's a WebEx link and that's going to be important for those student success hours. If you click on that, it's going to redirect you to WebEx, and you may have to agree to the terms if you haven't used it before. And you may also have to set your time zone settings. So down here at the bottom, make sure it's Chicago, that's our time zone, because sometimes I've had meetings with students and I'm going, where are you? It's time for our meeting, and their time zones are set differently. So they're seeing a different time. Make sure your time zones are set. It looks blank when you come in here, but don't let that fool you. You want appointment booking up here at the top. If you click on that, you'll see office hours for this week. You can move to next week or tomorrow. It's whatever you want to do. And all you do to make an appointment with me is click the little plus button. Like, let me know a little bit about what's going on, and then click reserve. And when it comes time for your meeting with me, you just come back to the same place and it will have a button for you to access the meeting when I open that. Okay, please, consider it. That's what we're here for, right? All right, up here at the top is another icon I want you to be familiar with. Of course, there's the email. This is pretty straightforward. It probably looks like a lot of the email programs that you've seen. So you just click compose. The one thing I do suggest is that you make sure you know the name of the person you're emailing. So if it's somebody in our class, know their first and last name, or one or the other, preferably their last name because it's easier to locate people. Just because you don't want to use the address book in this email function, it's just the worst. So don't do it. So if you start typing, say my name, you want to send me an email, choose it from the drop down. Either of these is fine. It'll go to the same places. And then just leave this as the subject so I know what class you're in so I can answer your question more effectively. But then you can put, like quiz question. And this is just helpful because, oh goodness, because I try to keep my emails really organized so that if I need to find one in a pinch to continue the conversation with you, then I know where they're located. I put them in specific files and then just click send. Another space up here is going to be the instant messages option. If you click on that, it will open a window that looks like this. And this is where you can, on Thursdays, meet with me digitally in this way. Instead of WebEx face-to-face, this is a quick chat area. I want you to note that I don't look at that except for Thursdays during the hour of our student success hours. So don't send me a question there. I won't see it until next Thursday, right? That's what the Q&A discussion post area is for, and that's what emailing me directly if need be. That's what you want to do. All right, I also want to mention that up here you have options to update your profile, notifications, and account settings. And account settings is where you can go in and select your pronouns if you'd like to do that. And then notifications is also something I really want to stress with students. So here's the Pulse information for the app. And then if you go down, you can set up various kinds of notifications. So what you want to do is you can actually change your email settings so that you're sending it to your My Lone Star email address if you want everything to be focused there. I would just keep everything in D2L so that you log in regularly. I'm just saying. And then you'll want to register your cell phone. So you just go through these steps, put your number in and click save. And just like a lot of things nowadays, it will send you a text confirmation. So once you get that confirmation, you can then choose some of these items down here. So you can see they're only clickable for email. Once you confirm your cell phone, you can start clicking some of these. Y'all, I really want to stress, I think probably the only one for our class that I really think is important is the announcements. Because again, if there's a reminder or if something changes or I need you to know something quickly, that's where I'm going to go, and it will send you a text message and say there's a new announcement. Do not select everything. Your phone will be blowing up. I, especially as a professor, am in D2L and I'm tinkering and I'm doing stuff. You don't need to know every time something happens, because then by the time you log into D2L, I might have changed it. So know that, you know, sometimes I'm on there and just kind of working around. So don't select everything. Just select those things that you think are the most important for you to be updated on in general. Okay, so, and make sure that once you make the selections, you click save. All right, the last thing I want to do is go directly to the assignments area, because this is where if you have an assignment for the week, it will be posted here. And this is something we'll do in addition to the discussions, and eventually Packback. Packback will join us probably next week. So these are just things you want to click around and learn. If you're not familiar with how to upload assignments, then definitely go to that section in the content area. So when we have D2L and Tech Help. Again, this is, you know, how to submit work in the assignments area. So any of those weird questions, they're not weird. Any of those questions you have about how weird D2L can be, you can likely find an answer there, or go, I'm going to say it one more time, the Virtual Learning Assistance Center is going to be just so helpful for you as a student, not only in this class, but in all of them. I hope this helps. I hope that gets you a little bit familiar with what our D2L space looks like, because again, you're probably going to have various classes that all look a little bit different. If you find something that doesn't work, just let me know so I can make sure that I'm updating it so that everybody has access to all the information. All right, have a great week. On to the next video.